Hello, my amazing students, and welcome back to Daily English. I'm Alex, and I'm so happy you're here. Today's lesson is something really special because we're going to talk about one of the most common questions I get from students around the world. How do I sound more natural when I speak English? And guess what? I brought along someone who's going to help us with this topic. Say hello to Emma.
Hey everyone, I'm Emma and I'm thrilled to be here with Alex today. Sounding natural in English isn't about speaking perfectly or knowing every single grammar rule. It's actually about connecting with people in a real, authentic way. And that's exactly what we're going to explore together.
Exactly. So, before we dive in, let me ask you something. Have you ever practiced English phrases over and over and they sounded great in your head, but then when you tried to use them in a real conversation, something just felt off? Maybe people looked at you a bit strangely, or the conversation didn't flow the way you expected?
Oh, I hear this all the time. Students tell me they feel robotic or too formal, even when they're just trying to chat with friends. And here's the thing, it's not your fault. Most English courses teach you correct English, but not conversational English. There's a huge difference.
Huge difference. Think about it like this. Imagine someone learning your native language from a textbook, and then they meet you and say, "Good morning. I am pleased to make your acquaintance. How do you do?" Correct. Absolutely. Natural? Not really. You'd probably just say, "Hey, nice to meet you. How's it going?"
Perfect example. So today, we're breaking down the secrets to sounding natural. We're going to cover contractions, filler words, casual expressions, and even how native speakers start and end conversations. By the end of this lesson, you're going to feel so much more confident and relaxed when you speak.
All right, let's start with something super important, contractions. Emma, why don't you explain what contractions are and why they matter so much?
Sure. So, contractions are when we combine two words together and shorten them. For example, instead of saying I am, we say I'm. Instead of do not, we say don't. Instead of she will, we say shall. This happens in every single casual conversation. If you're not using contractions, you immediately sound formal or stiff.
Right. And here's the thing. Native speakers use contractions automatically. We don't even think about it. So when someone says, "I do not know what you are talking about," it sounds like they're either upset, being very serious, or maybe they're not a native speaker. But if you say, "I don't know what you're talking about," boom, instantly more natural.
Let me give you some examples you can start using right away. Instead of I have got to go, say I've got to go. Instead of what are you doing, say what are you doing? Or even more casual, what you doing? Instead of I want to, say I wanna.
Now, I know some of you might be thinking, "But Alex, my English teacher told me not to use contractions because they're not proper English." And technically, yes, in very formal writing, like academic essays or business reports, you might avoid contractions. But in conversation, you absolutely should use them. It's how we really talk.
Exactly. Think of contractions as your first step towards sounding like a native speaker. Practice them every day. When you're thinking in English, use contractions. When you're talking to yourself, yes, I do this too, use contractions. It'll become second nature.
All right, next up, filler words. Now, this is interesting because a lot of students think they should avoid filler words completely. They think filler words are bad or show weakness in English. Emma, what do you think about that?
I totally disagree with that idea. Filler words are actually essential for natural conversation. They give you time to think, they make you sound more relaxed, And honestly, native speakers use them constantly. Words like like, you know, I mean, well, so, these are everywhere in natural English.
For sure. Let me give you a real example. Imagine someone asks you, "What do you think about the new restaurant downtown?" If you say, "The food is excellent and the service is very good," that's fine, but it sounds rehearsed. But if you say, well, I mean, the food is really good, you know? Like the service is great too. Suddenly you sound so much more natural and human.
Exactly. And here's a tip. Different filler words work in different situations. And are when you're thinking or pausing. Like is super common in casual speech, especially among younger people. You know checks if the listener understands. I mean clarifies or emphasizes what you're saying.
Let me show you how to use I mean, because this one is really useful. Let's say you're explaining something and you want to make it clearer. The movie was okay. I mean, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't amazing either. See how I mean helps you elaborate? It's so natural.
And you know is perfect when you want to connect with the listener. I was so tired after work, you know? It's like you're inviting them to relate to your experience. It makes the conversation feel more like a two-way street.
Now, I want to be clear about something. You don't want to overuse filler words. If every other word is like or it can be distracting. But using them naturally here and there, that's exactly what native speakers do, and it'll make you sound more fluent.
Perfect balance. That's the key. All right, let's move on to casual expressions and idioms. This is where English gets really fun because we have so many colorful ways to say things.
Oh yeah, this is great. So instead of saying I understand, you can say I got it or I get it. Instead of I'm very tired, try I'm exhausted, or even better, I'm beat or I'm wiped out. Instead of that's very funny, you can say that's hilarious or that cracks me up.
Here's some more. Instead of goodbye, native speakers often say see ya, take care, catch you later, or just later. Instead of yes, I agree, try for sure, definitely, absolutely, or totally. These little changes make such a big difference.
And let's talk about greetings, because this is where a lot of students sound too formal. Instead of hello, how are you, most native speakers say, hey, how's it going? Or hi, what's up? And here's the secret. When someone says what's up, you don't need to actually tell them what's happening in your life. You can just say, not much, you? Or, hey, how are you?
That's such a good point. What's up is more of a greeting than an actual question. It's like saying hello. Same with how's it going? You can respond with good, thanks, you? Or pretty good. You don't need to give a detailed answer unless you want to.
Now, let's talk about something that can really make you sound natural, showing enthusiasm and interest. When native speakers talk, we don't just listen silently. We react. We use little words and sounds to show we're engaged.
Yes, things like really? No way. That's crazy. Wow. Seriously? Oh my gosh. These are called reactive expressions, and they keep conversations alive. If someone tells you a story and you just stand there silently, it feels awkward. But if you're reacting naturally, the conversation flows.
Let me give you an example. Your friend says, I just got tickets to see my favorite band. If you say, that is wonderful, I am happy for you, it's nice, but sounds flat. But if you say, no way, that's awesome, I'm so happy for you, see the difference? The energy completely changes.
And it's not just about positive reactions. If someone tells you bad news, you can say, oh no, that's terrible. I am so sorry to hear that.
These responses show empathy and keep you connected to the conversation.
Absolutely. Now, here's another secret to sounding natural: asking follow-up questions. Native speakers don't just answer questions and stop. We keep the conversation going by showing interest in what the other person is saying.
This is so important. If someone says, I went to Paris last summer, don't just say, that's nice. Instead, ask, oh, wow, how was it? What was your favorite part? Or, that's amazing. Was it your first time there? This shows you're genuinely interested and it keeps the conversation alive.
And here's something else. Native speakers often answer a question and then turn it back to the other person. For example, if someone asks, how was your weekend? You might say, it was great. I went hiking with some friends. How about you? What did you do? This back and forth makes conversations feel natural and balanced.
Love that. Now, let's talk about something that might surprise you. It's okay to be vague sometimes. Native speakers don't always give super specific, detailed answers. We use words like stuff, things, kinda, sort of, pretty, and fairly.
Right. For example, instead of saying, I need to complete several tasks today, you can say, I've got some stuff to do today. Instead of, the movie was moderately entertaining, say, the movie was pretty good, or it was kind of interesting. This is how we actually talk in everyday life.
And kinda is super useful when you're not 100% sure, or you want to soften what you're saying. I'm kind of tired. It's kind of cold outside. I kind of want pizza for dinner. It makes you sound more casual and less absolute about everything.
Exactly. Now let's talk about one more thing that'll help you sound incredibly natural: using phrasal verbs. These are verbs combined with prepositions like hang out with, catch up on, figure out, come up with, or get along.
Phrasal verbs are everywhere in casual English. Instead of meet with friends, we say hang out with friends. Instead of understand, we say figure out. Instead of postpone, we say put off. These are the verbs that native speakers use all the time in conversation.
Let me give you some examples in sentences. Do you want to hang out this weekend? I need to catch up on my emails. Can you figure out how to fix this? Let's come up with a plan. I get along really well with my coworkers. Practice these because they'll make you sound so much more natural.
And here's a fun one. Put up with means to tolerate something annoying. I can't put up with this noise anymore. Or she puts up with a lot at her job. These expressions add so much color to your English.
Now I want to talk about rhythm and intonation because this is huge. English isn't just about the words you say, it's about how you say them. Native speakers use a lot of ups and downs in their voice, and we stress certain words to show meaning and emotion.
Yes. For example, if you say, I didn't say you were wrong, with a flat tone, it sounds unnatural. But native speakers would stress different words depending on what they mean. I didn't say you were wrong. Maybe I thought it. I didn't say you were wrong. I said someone else was wrong. I didn't say you were wrong. Maybe you're wrong now, but weren't before.
That's such a good example. The same words can mean completely different things based on which word you emphasize. This is why listening to native speakers through podcasts, TV shows, movies, or YouTube videos is so important. You start to pick up on these natural rhythms.
And don't forget about word linking. Native speakers don't say each word separately. We connect them together. Instead of check it out, we say check it out. Instead of want to go, we say wanna go. Instead of did you eat, we say did ya eat. This makes speech flow naturally.
This is called connected speech, and it's one of the reasons native speakers can sometimes be hard to understand. But once you start doing it yourself, you'll sound so much more fluent.
Practice saying phrases quickly and letting the words blend together naturally.
All right, let's talk about small talk, because this is where a lot of English learners struggle. Small talk is those little casual conversations you have with people about the weather, weekend plans, or just everyday topics.
Small talk is so important in English-speaking cultures. It's how we build rapport and show friendliness. Common small talk topics include the weather, weekend plans, work or school, hobbies, food, travel, and current events. And here's the key. You don't need to have deep philosophical conversations. Just be friendly and show interest.
Some easy small talk starters. How is your day going? Any plans for the weekend? This weather is crazy, right? Have you been busy lately? Did you catch the game last night? These simple questions open up conversations naturally.
And remember, it's totally okay if small talk feels a bit awkward at first. Even native speakers sometimes struggle with small talk. The important thing is to be friendly, smile, and show that you're interested in connecting with the other person.
Now, before we wrap up, let's talk about mistakes. Here's the truth. Native speakers make mistakes all the time. We say, we forget words, we restart sentences, we use incorrect grammar sometimes, and that's completely normal.
This is so important to remember. If you mess up a word or forget what you were saying, don't panic. Just laugh it off and keep going. You can say things like, wait, what was I saying? Or hold on, let me think. Or you know what I mean. Native speakers do this constantly.
The goal isn't perfection. The goal is communication and connection. If people understand you and you understand them, you're doing great. Every conversation is practice, and the more you speak, the more natural you'll become.
So let's do a quick recap of everything we've covered today. First, use contractions. They're essential for natural speech. Second, don't be afraid of filler words like like, and you know. Third, use casual expressions and phrasal verbs instead of formal vocabulary.
Fourth, show enthusiasm with reactive expressions like really and no way. Fifth, ask follow-up questions to keep conversations going. Sixth, pay attention to rhythm, intonation, and connected speech. And finally, remember that making mistakes is totally normal and okay.
The best way to practice all of this? Listen to native speakers as much as possible. Watch English TV shows, listen to podcasts, watch YouTube videos. Pay attention to how people really talk in casual situations. Then practice yourself. Talk to yourself in English. Have conversations with friends or find language exchange partners online.
And be patient with yourself. Sounding natural takes time. It's not going to happen overnight, and that's perfectly fine. Every conversation, every practice session, every mistake is helping you improve. You're doing amazing just by being here and learning with us today.
All right, my friends, that's it for today's lesson. I really hope this helps you feel more confident in your English conversations. Remember, you don't need to be perfect. You just need to be yourself and communicate authentically.
If you found this lesson helpful, make sure to like this video and subscribe to Daily English for more lessons like this. We're here to help you every step of your English learning journey.
Thanks so much for learning with us today. Keep practicing, stay confident, and remember, you've got this. See you in the next lesson.
Bye, everyone. Keep speaking and keep learning.